Hello.
Hey, 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 how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Nicole?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Sherry. Am I saying is it Sherry or Cherie?
it's Cherie, like my Sharia Moore.
Oh, that is beautiful. Hey, Cherie.
Oh,
How are
thank you.
you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm in the middle of switching from my phone to my laptop, just so you
Okay.
guys
All
know. Okay.
right, cool.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Kelly. Hey, LaJonte. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
I did. Oh, look at me. Hey, Dr. J. I guess we're gonna give everybody else maybe about 2, 3 more minutes to come in, and then we're gonna get started because I want to be respectful. Hey, Sarah, Nikisha, Kathy, Natalie.
Hey.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Claudia. So
I'm,
about two,
I'm
three
on
more
my
minutes. 6:05, we'll start because I want to be respectful of everybody's time, and we got some work to do tonight. How was y'all weekend? Y'all had a good weekend?
working.
Well, I had a
I'm
great week. This is Dawn. I just got finished doing my content photo shoot and video
Oh,
today. So
go,
I'm just
Dawn.
I'll tell you,
What did you do? How did it
I'm
go?
sorry, I'm talking to my dog. I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
Okay.
T'Challa, stop. So basically today it was about doing IV simulation and things like that, showing the content of everything that I do. We actually did a questionnaire. We did everything. So now, and that was just session one. We have another session where I have to go and actually do a hydration on my branding and marketing team people.
Okay.
And they will use that content to put on my website, my Instagram, and things like that. So
I'm
I'm
here
really
for
excited
it,
about it.
Dawn. Dawn
So
said, listen, we're going to get this content today.
So yeah, so it was a well organized production set. They even did it with though they had one of my people who came, the athletic person. They were in the truck and he was like running with the truck, so it was just like a actual
Okay. Full
person.
production. I love
so
it.
so
Congratulations. Congrats.
okay, so everything was good. I'm happy. My head is
Good,
hurting from
good, good.
thinking. The hardest part I thought was the um having to do the video, you know,
Yeah.
talking about the name of my company is B-Side Hydration. So talking about what B-Side Hydration is and who it services and things like that, that was the hardest piece. So hard that he typed up
Yeah.
everything and used the teleprompter.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Just remembering what to say. Yeah,
Yes,
it can be
that
challenging.
is very hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
But
It
my
is.
friends were there. I had great support system. All of my friends
Well,
were there
good.
and
And
everything turned
the
out well. So
videographer,
I'm
he could be able to chop it up and piece it together to where nobody will never even know. I promise
right.
you.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm happy.
Piece it together.
Okay,
So
that's my
that's
spill for the day.
well, good. So it's 6:06. We're gonna go ahead, y'all, and we're going to get started. Because we have a couple of different things that we are going to get accomplished tonight. Tonight's session is a 2-hour session. One half of that I'm going to be working, like doing a talk work through of content creation. And then the last hour of that, what I would like to do is to have everyone to actually write everything out or write out as much as you can, at least for 7 days. And send that to me within, that last hour, sometime tonight at least. So that's what I really want you all to spend that last hour of the 2 hours that we're going to have together, really writing that out so you can have that dedicated time. Because I know what happens. We carved out this time from 6 to 8 or from 7 to 9, depending on where you are. And you're like, okay, I'm going to do it after we do this or tomorrow morning and it never gets done. So I figure if we can carve that time in here, then it's already allocated for this, that everyone can get it done. And I would really like to see that and give you each individual person feedback on it, because I want to make it as individualized as possible. But I know that could be a little bit challenging sometimes whenever you're dealing with a group, but I think that would be the best way for us to do that. But I'll give you all directions on that later. So anyhow, let's go ahead and let's get started for today. I am super excited for part 2 of content to creation. When we talked 2 weeks ago, we actually went over some different things. And some of the 5 points that we went over was making sure that you are really and truly understood what content was, right? Also understanding the importance of content, what components make up the contents, the different types of content, and then to understand how to create the content. So that's what we talked about 2 weeks ago. I think that was on March the 7th. So what we're going to focus on tonight, guys, is really and truly looking at the homework that I left you all with, that everyone should have at least had some time to start on, because it's been 2 weeks. Hopefully everyone was able to actually complete that, because I would really and truly like for us to be able to really and truly talk a lot of these different elements out on tonight. So that was the homework that you did, that I gave you all 2 weeks ago. So tonight, let's go ahead and get started. Pull out the different things that you were supposed to do for your homework on March the 7th. Get paper and pencil, highlighter, whatever it is that you need, and let's get to work, guys. All right. So first things first, what I want to do is, one of the things that everyone was supposed to do was to define their top 2 to 3 content goals. All right. So the best way for us to do this, I want to hear those content goals. And I want to just say this and preference this before we start. I want everyone to understand, and I know that you all have been working with Veronica, who's an amazing person, and she definitely knows how business goes. And I'm sure that she's talked to you all about making sure that things that are said here stay here, and no stealing of each other's ideas. So I just want to put that in before we actually get into talking tonight, because you all are a family. We're here to support each other through this. So we're going to talk about some things. Some of your counterparts inside of the group coaching may share some different, things that they want to work on. I may give them some different ideas for content. We're not here to take anybody else's ideas. So I know V is always talking about protecting your intellectual property. I'm not quite sure, to what magnitude she's talked to you all about that. But just come on, guys. Let's just make sure we respect each other's intellectual property, and that we're not, quote unquote, stealing any ideas or anything from anyone that they have. And if for some reason, someone just does not feel comfortable about a piece of content or something that they want to do, and you just don't want to stay on here just because you don't feel comfortable, which I hope everyone does, just know that it's okay. Just reach out to me and we can kind of talk through that, via email or something like that. All right. But I wanted to put that disclaimer out there, because we're going to operate with ethics, integrity, and everything else, because all of us on here are true bosses, and that's what true bosses do. Right. So first thing first, you all were supposed to define your 2 to 3 content goals. So I'm going to call y'all out. Take yourselves off mute. We talking tonight. I'm not lecturing to you all. All right. Kathy, were you able to write out your top 2 to 3 content goals, or what are they? Do you know what they are? And if you see me looking down, it's because I'm literally writing this out, y'all.
I am driving. And let me turn this down just a little bit. Hope that's better. I'm driving. Can you come back to me?
Yeah, I'll come back to you. No problem. All right, let's see who's next. LaJonte. Did I say it right? I said it right that time?
LaJonte.
LaJonte. All right. What are yours, LaJonte?
Mine are to educate, inspire, and position myself as the expert or expertise.
Okay, so you want to educate, inspire, and position yourself as a SME. Okay. When you say inspire people to do what? Because that can go so many different ways. What we inspiring people to do?
I guess to follow their purpose, or if they want to be an entrepreneur, to inspire them to go out and do it.
Okay, what's your business, LaJonte? Or what's your
Uh,
brand?
so my business, I'm creating it right now. It's not in existence right now, but
Okay.
a wellness center. Basically.
Okay, so wellness center. Okay, so the content we're going to be creating is going to be focused surrounding health and wellness.
Yes.
Do you know what services you're going to be providing? Is it IV hydration or
Aesthetics, IV hydration, and probably some CBD and
okay, cool.
and ketamine, because I'm in anesthesia. So
Okay, all right. Cool. That works for you. Kelly, what about you?
Mine was which I kind of started. Mine was my journey to Colombia, which I'm here now, so my phone keeps lagging. I just had my surgery yesterday.
That's
So
right. You
I,
did tell us you were going. Are you
Yeah.
documenting
I
everything,
got
Kelly?
back. Yeah. So all last week. Oh yeah, I've been like posting, doing a bunch of lives. I started last week like talking about stuff I was taking, good things that's good to pack, things like that, things you should do to prepare yourself. Because I actually have someone that posts for me. I just like will give her content or whatever.
Right.
So I started last week before I even, that was like pretty much the thing, the whole month, but it started about 2 weeks ago. So now I'm gonna be talking about like the recovery, so that's my goal for this week, to send her things that's that is good for people to know as far as their recovery. I am documenting this whole journey though.
Okay, so tell me this so that we can kind of hone in on some things. The next 6 months, what's our top 2 to 3 goals?
Oh, well, the next top 2 to 3 goals in the next 6 months, because this is going to be, this will kind of probably be done by then. I'll talk about like the aftercare, but I'm also going to get into the IV hydration then.
Okay.
I wanted to
and
try
when
to have
I say the next 6 months, I don't mean 6 months from now. I'm talking about starting now on through 6 months. So what's our top 2 to 3 goals?
Oh, to educate.
Okay. Educate on
post-op, wellness. I'm gonna tie in the IV hydration, since I will be hopefully getting that up and running when I get back home, which I don't get home till April 3rd. So this trip kind of stops. I'm here for almost 3 weeks.
Right.
But that's my next thing, to kind of pull in the IV hydration portion, since that'll be the next big thing I'm starting in my business.
Okay, cool deal. So that's what we need to focus on. Okay, so we want to educate and provide information on it. Cool deal. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sherry, what we got for you? What's your top 2 to 3 goals?
All right, good evening.
Cherie. I'm sorry, not Sherry. You told me Cherie.
I answered to Cheryl Cherry.
No, I want to get it right.
But yes, it's Cherie. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I put brand awareness, education, and motivation. So with the brand awareness, obviously, everyone everywhere is not going to know my brand, and that's not my goal. But for the target population I'm trying to reach, I want them to be aware that we exist, what we do, what our benefits are.
That's right.
And
how
you know what?
It's so important that you said that, because before people can really and truly get into you educating them and even starting to look at you as the expert, they got to first know, they got to know about the brand. Like, they have to know what the brand is. So I'm happy you said education. And what are we educating? What's the goal to educate them on what? What's the brand or business you have?
So IV Hydration, the name of my business is Quench IV Hydration. And I want people to be aware that this service exists and how it can help them. So my target population is women ages 25 to 50. And so I want to educate them on the benefits of IV hydration, which vitamins will work best for them based upon their needs.
Okay.
And provide my experiences in order to inform and educate them about how, as a burnt out mom or a burnt out career woman, how these drips and these injections can help to keep them energized in order to give their best selves to themselves and to other people around them.
Okay, so, cool.
And then motivation is, it's hard for women, a lot of women, I should say, to invest in themselves. So I want to motivate women to not be afraid to perform self-care and to invest in themselves.
Okay, so more from a self-care perspective. All right, cool
Yes,
deal.
ma'am.
All right, right. Let's see who we got next. Mallory, what you have?
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. I have 3 goals. The first one is to increase my followers, educate them on IV hydration, and to increase my overall clientele.
So, increased follow, which is just brand awareness. And what was the second one? I'm sorry.
Educate my followers on IV hydration.
Okay. So more clients, and then education is in the middle of that because that's what's going to get you the clients. All right, cool deal. Sweet and to the point. Let's see who else we have. Sarah, what you got?
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Hey, Sarah.
Hey. So I was thinking my first, I got my space. So I was gonna like the first day that. Thank you. So it's just kind of showing the process of getting the space, brand awareness, and then educating about the IV hydration. And my vagina rejuvenation has been doing crazy. Like everybody's loving that. So just kind of
it's summertime. We got to get right.
Everybody trying to get ready there. So just
y'all so funny.
So just trying to, like I said, brand awareness, and then just showing how I'm getting the spot, my first little spot, all the way together and stuff like that. So just kind of that content, and then
so that goes into the brand.
Yeah, and then break and the brand and who I am and that type of thing.
Okay, cool deal. So brand awareness and education is overall what I hear you saying. All right, cool. Nikisha, what you have? Nikisha, she here with us?
I'm here. I'm sorry. I was going to throw back to my name.
That's all right.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. So I have, let me turn my camera on so y'all can see me. Nothing special. So I have educate my patients on the benefits of procedures for weight loss, just pretty much like improving their overall health. Inspire my target patients to take actions to feel confident in their own body, and increase my impressions and reach my target patient patients, like clients.
Increase reach. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And what's your brand, Nikisha? You do
wellness
I do
too? Wellness spa. So I do I just got back from Lord Jesus, what was I was in LA doing muscular therapy and some mesotherapy training, advanced level, and I'm going to introduce the IV hydration soon. But I do weight loss medication management now, and I did the vaginal rejuvenation in Seattle last weekend, and then I was in New York. I just pretty much got to encompass wellness and aesthetics business that I already got started by.
Okay. All right, cool deal. You good?
Hello.
Okay.
All right. That's about it.
All right, cool deal. Thank you, ma'am. Let's see who we got next. Dawn, what's yours? Dawn killing it already. Dawn, what's your top 2 to 3 goals that we need to work on for you? I know you shot a lot of content today, so what's your goals to do with that content? What's the ultimate thing we want to happen? Is she still on?
So my goals, I'm here. So my goals with the content is to increase, is to educate, inspire people, inspire the women who are not sure if this is something that they're starting their own business, who are, to let them know that they can do it, and to educate people on IV hydration and talk to them from that perspective as to how IV hydration can benefit them. And just to launch my business and have launch it successfully with the content that I created today.
So when we're inspiring other nurses to do the same thing, or we're inspiring
nurses? Yes, I'm sorry, nurses.
Right.
People. Yeah, yes, registered nurses. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So So do you have a program or something that you're going to be able to, because what I'm trying
Not right away, but that
okay,
is,
but eventually you will.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about what are your goals, right? You want to think about what's the end result, right? That you're trying to actually reach. So that's what I was trying to see. What are we doing by inspiring them to do it? Okay, so we're inspiring nurses.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Can you see me?
Let me see. Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, because you're sharing your screen. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I think that's Claudia. Hey, Claudia. How are you?
I'm good, Nicole.
What you got? What we doing? What's our top 2 to 3 goals?
So my top 2 goals are I'm working on developing strategies and processes for assisting other possible entrepreneurs on how to start their assisted living businesses.
So which business? I'm sorry.
Assisted living.
Okay. Oh, okay. I love that.
And so
we need LinkedIn for you.
Huh?
We need LinkedIn. LinkedIn will be a great place for that, for you to share content for that. That's where you're going to find them kind of people at. This an assisted living facility, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. That's where they at. They're going to be on LinkedIn. That's good. I like that. Okay. What else?
And let's see. Just trying to find where my ideal clients will be and how to get, to get that information across to them.
Okay. So about the assisted living facility, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to put increase awareness. I think that was everybody. I needed to circle back to Kathy.
You missed the meeting. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm sorry. Who is it?
This is Janelle. My phone probably just says iPhone because I haven't set it up yet.
That's what it says. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm driving. I just got off work. Good evening, everybody. So my goals pretty much are that I wrote down is, of course, brand awareness, just trying to get more visibility in the whole social media platform and being consistent with it. So pretty much the awareness is just for people to know who we are as self-indulgent. We cater to moms who are, working moms who are pretty much trying to balance motherhood, being a wife, being a professional, and just trying to balance that with wellness through the use of self-care, but having the understanding that self-care is not just, something that you do, for fun or things like that, but it actually has to do with your emotions, your mental stability, and things like that.
Okay. What's your brand, Janelle?
Self-indulgent luxury medi spa.
Okay. I think I follow you. What's your last name, Janelle?
Palmer.
Yeah. I think I follow you.
You did. You talked to me last week. I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to do. I gotta get myself together. I know. I'm a little tired.
We all tired. We're gonna get it together. We gotta get this. We all gonna have multiple 6-figure brands by the end of 2021. Okay, we claiming it right now. Is Kathy still on? She was the only person I think.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. My goal, my business is I do telemedicine with regular patients. So what I'm adding to it is the arm is IV hydration. So my first goal is to help others feel a sense of acceptance for oneself, because my main business is called Belongings Health Services, where I'm just doing primary care. And then so I was thinking of doing IV hydration as an arm to go into seeing people, my cancer patients, regular patients that go out and hang out, more social, to add those people in. And my next goal is to just foster and encourage my patients to work on their own personal goals. Where you have patients who want to lose weight or patients who are actually in the midst of working out. I'm doing a group training, a certification course for exercise and fitness, a group fitness course. So I'm using that, just basically self-acceptance.
Okay.
So
are we trying to increase awareness of this new brand?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it will be an arm from my primary care.
Have. And your other one, your primary care is pretty established, right?
It's okay. I'm doing pretty much telemedicine because of COVID.
Right. And that's the space to be in with honestly telemedicine. We've been knowing that it's been coming down the pipe for the last 10 years. COVID just accelerated that. And I can tell you right now, sitting in on a lot of different meetings and things like that, it's going to become a norm within every single practice that's out here. We're even right now on the academia side, restructuring our curriculum. And we've been having a lot of talks. I'm co-chairing that committee to redo our curriculum. And one of the biggest things that are on our agenda is the incorporation of telemedicine within our curriculum, because us talking to our community partners, the different hospitals and clinics that employ nurses, that's what they're telling us. It's here. It's not going anywhere. We're actually going to make it bigger within our businesses. So you're in the right lane with telemedicine. All right. So
it's becoming difficult because now I'm seeing a lot of depression with being that. So that's the reason why I'm trying to do self-acceptance, because of the change of the norms. Everybody's looking at someone else's social media and social content. So trying to pull that all together and trying to make it work. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to make it work, but I'm trying to make it work.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I'm understanding, Ms. Kathy. Right now you're doing primary care, right? You're doing it via telemedicine, not in a brick and mortar, but via telemedicine. You're getting ready to add on another leg of that, which is going to be more of the mental wellness portion of that, correct?
Yes.
And that's the part that you want to increase awareness that new service is going to be a part of your business model right now, correct?
Yes, but I'm trying to fit IV hydration in with other types of patients. So where I would go to the home to hydrate them. And because of the depression piece or the mental health piece, you can kind of circle back and find other avenues in order to increase my revenue stream. I guess that's the proper way to say it.
Okay, so you want to add IV hydration to that as well. Okay. All right. I think I got it. All right. Was that everybody? I think I pretty much got everybody. Is that accurate? Who did I miss?
Cynthia.
Hey, Cynthia. Sorry.
Okay.
What you got?
For me, very similar to Kathy. I'm a nurse practitioner in a primary care office. I do more acute type visits. And I've found over the last year and a half, I've been administering IV hydration therapy to pregnant patients who come in because we're one of the few primary care offices that offer any type of hydration, because normally a patient would have to go either to urgent care, to the ER. So I've just found that that's a great niche to get into. And then also, of course, my elderly patients, because whether it's dementia, just poor oral intake, that's another target group that I would like to work with or offer my services to, which leading into my content, because this is a new business altogether that I'm developing. One, it's just to develop the business. When we talked last week, identifying a theme, because I just don't want to just to post, because I found that as a challenge, even with the homework that you gave us, like what type of pictures, what type of images, I want things to be all over the place. And then being consistent with posting, right? Because it's what you also said was to post, but it has to make sense, not posting just to post. And then of course, developing that content, like everyone said, to educate, to inspire, to help motivate. And then also, even if a person didn't necessarily come to me for services, I could still be a resource, right?
Right. Okay. So it sounds like what we're trying to do overall is we're trying to build some awareness and do some education overall with the services you're going to be doing, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who was that it? I think that was the last person. I think I got everybody.
Miss
All right.
Nicole, may I
I'm
say
here.
something?
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say I'm here too, but I just came in late. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Who is that? I'm so sorry.
Taliqua Harper.
Hey, Taliqua.
Hey.
What's your top 2 to 3 goals? Remember from our homework last week? You see how
I have it. No, I have some of my content goals is to gear some of my content towards the IV hydration. Since I'm post-op, I seem to focus on that a lot more. But since I'm incorporating the IV hydration, I'm seeing that I need to incorporate that more so my clients and new clients can see that's something that I'm starting to offer. So I'm just going to be posting like me maybe doing B12 shots, things like that, and coming up with packages to let them know if you book with post-operative care, you can also add on IV hydration as an add-on, especially towards like the gastric bypass clients and really any clients after surgery need all that IV hydration. So just to let them know that that's one of the good benefits after having surgery.
Okay, so it sounds like number one, we need to do some brand awareness, and then you're trying to do some education along the lines of the importance of incorporating IV hydration into a planned part of your post-operative treatment plan of care, correct?
Correct.
Cherie, you're about to say something?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to respond to what Cynthia had said. I'm nobody's expert, but just from like a client's point of view, I'm so glad that you said you do incorporate pregnant women, just because I've just in my small circle have had multiple friends who had to be admitted to the hospital for hyperemesis just to get hydrated. And it costed them a lot of money during their pregnancy and time and stress and everything else. And I know they would have personally loved to even do cash pay just to avoid the inconvenience of having to go into the healthcare system and stay in order to be hydrated. So I think that's a huge niche that you've tapped into. And I just wanted to say that. And then Taliqua too, when you said gastric bypass, I've also had a couple of friends who've done that. Same thing with that, with the whole electrolyte imbalances they deal with right off the bat from that. They've had to go back and be admitted multiple times after their surgeries, and it was purely for hydration. So I think those two things are awesome, and it differentiates you from a lot of the other like hydration businesses. So, I just wanted to give you guys a high five for that and run with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's very, very right. I have my sister literally right now. She had the, I think it maybe was the sleeve, and she did that probably about a month ago now. She's been back to the hospital about 3 or 4 times because she was dehydrated. She needed hydration, right? And yeah, she's absolutely correct. All right, guys, so let's get into it. A lot of you all said brand awareness. All right, so let me tell you some things right now that you're going to start doing and that we need to start to carve out for you for brand awareness. Number one is the story. Brand awareness is making people understand who you are, what you represent. It starts to create what we call the like, know, trust factor. Okay, the like, know, trust factor. Write that down on your paper somewhere at the top, because everything that we do when we talk about creating a brand awareness and making people aware that the brand is here, we need to do this from the perspective of having that like, know, trust factor, right? So that means people like what you're saying, okay? They're trusting what you're saying, right? And that now that's going to bring them more aware that I know I need to go to Cynthia if I need to know something about the importance of me being hydrated and my electrolytes after I have gastric bypass surgery, right? That like, no trust factor. So how do we do that? When we talk about incorporating like, no trust factor and then building that entire brand awareness piece, well, we're going to do that by telling the story. All right. So one thing that you need to make sure that you're doing whenever you are sharing content that is going to be centered toward brand awareness. And honestly, every single one of you are on here right now. Brand awareness needs to be a part of your content strategy that you are doing for the next 12 months. Here's why. None of us right now are at the point where we are Chanel or where we are Louis Vuitton or where we are Gucci or all of these other brands that really and truly do not have to advertise and market, because people can look at the G, they can look at the CC or whatever it is, or you can look at the McDonald's arches and you know who they are, right? We're not there yet. We're going to get there, but we're not there yet, right? So honestly, every single one of you, that's something that needs to be a consistent part of what you're doing, is making people more aware of what you're doing. So let's see how we're going to tell the story, okay? I'm going to read something to you all, and I posted this on yesterday, intentionally knowing that I was going to be doing this on today. So I posted and I said, hey, I have gained a few hundred new followers since the start of 2021. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is Nicole Thomas. I'm a doctorally prepared registered nurse, and I have been a nurse for 14 years. My background is managed care, community nursing, leadership, academia. In parentheses, I put short for I have been putting in some work in these nursing streets. Okay. I went on to say I was a key leader in the transition of my state's Medicaid program to a managed care model to ensure quality access to healthcare for all individuals in my state, which led to a $3.2 million annual cost saving from the team I led. I have built several community health programs, and I have helped hundreds of nurses build nursing career blueprints that align with their goals and increase their value. While I absolutely love being a nurse, I actually hated it for the first 4 years and tried to leave the profession 3 times because I was purposeless, overworked, and unfulfilled. In parentheses, I wrote an entire book about this journey I took from then to now being happy, purposeful, and thriving as a nurse. Click the link in my bio if you can relate to my previous feelings and need help getting to my current feeling of where I am now. And I close the parentheses. I went on to say, I currently guide nurses in building and sustaining a meaningful nursing career, increase their asset value, AKA get to the money, with my digital products, free resources, blogs, one-to-one sessions, and professional development offerings. I'm also the co-creator of the Nurse Power Network, the #1 nursing platform helping nurses find, operate, and dominate in their nurse power. Be sure to connect with that powerful community. I'm also the co-creator of the Concept to Creation Workshop, which is designed to help healthcare professionals take their concept and ideas to a full creation. In parentheses, I put, you can learn more about that course and enroll by clicking the link in my bio. I closed it out with saying, everything I teach, I have experienced, achieved, and mastered it, and I have the receipts to back it up. I am all about the results, so I don't have time or do not do fluff. I love reciprocal relationships, and I am not a moment, but a full experience. Most importantly, I'm married to my ride-or-die husband of 13 years, and we have 2 ride-or-die daughters, ages 12 and 15. I just made people aware of who Nicole is. Why? I need people to like me. Here's the reality of it, y'all, and I'm just going to say it. If people don't like you, they're not going to buy from you. And here's what I mean by that. People buy things that they like. Tell me the last time that you purchased something that you did not like. You didn't pull up at Starbucks and say, I really don't like Starbucks coffee, but I'm just going to keep going here and giving them my money, right? You may try it one time and say, I don't like it, and you're probably not going back, or go one time and have a bad experience and don't go back. But you're not going to keep going back, right? And when we talk about being able to build a brand that's sustainable, it's not about just getting your customer to come to you that one time. It's about taking that cold traffic, creating that warm traffic, and they keep coming back. They only do that if they like you, right? And so when we talk about building that brand awareness, it sounds vain. I know we would say so many times, I'm not worried about people liking me. You ain't got to like me. Well, the reality of it is, when we talk about building a brand that people are aware of, people have to like the brand. Okay, so one way that you're going to do this is by telling your story. I just read you all where I told my story, right? What I want each and every one of you to do tomorrow, if you don't have your content planned out already, then you can, if you do have your content planned out already, then you can do this next week or incorporate it somewhere in there. But By the end of Friday, every single one of you are going to make a post on your social media telling your story, telling people who you are, right? Everybody got me on that one. Everybody with me? Y'all on mute, y'all quiet.
I have a question, Ms. Nicole.
Okay, what you got?
So right now, I only have a personal social media. I was waiting to launch like the brand's social media until I get my content from my photo shoot and, you know, my website up and running so I can have a place to direct them.
Mm-hmm.
So would you encourage us to post anything related to the brand?
How long are we from getting that content?
I had my photo shoot yesterday. So I should be getting my content in 2 weeks.
Okay.
The edited images and everything.
Yeah, we can wait on yours.
Okay.
One of your first posting needs to be an image of you and you sharing your story.
Okay. Which I did headshots and all of that stuff incorporated in the branding session. So that's the content I had planned to use to launch the social media and to start building my website.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the, let's wait on, for yours, let's wait.
Same situation with me as well, Nicole.
Yeah, let's wait.
I did all of my stuff today.
Okay. So let's do when you get that back. Dawn, do you have a place to send your people to? Because here's the other part of that. When you start telling your story, remember we talked about we always have a call to action. So did you see throughout me telling my story multiple times, I kept giving them a call to action in parentheses, connect with the Nurse Power Network. I talked about content creation. You can click the link in my bio, right? So Dawn, do you have a place set up where we can direct that traffic once, you know, to get on my mailing list or whatever it's going to be? What are we going? You have a website or something as well?
Yes, my website is also being created, and I also have a business Instagram page. And the way mine will be a contact us.
Okay, cool. Cherie, are you going to create a business? Because I know you said that you have personal right now.
Yes. So once I get my content, I think the forum I'm going to utilize the most is Instagram. So I will create a business Instagram.
Okay. Who was, I think it's, let me see. Is it Cynthia? Cynthia, you're the one that's doing it with post-op with the GI patients, right?
No, pregnant patients, but I have, so like right now you see post-op patients as well, because they come in. Like I have patients that come in that they were discharged with an ostomy bag, right?
Okay.
And they need hydration. So it covers that as well.
Okay. What I wanted to point out to you, what platform are we primarily sharing your content on?
Well, since I'm not sharing anything yet, it's going to be IG and any other platform that you tell me I need to share it on.
It's going to be LinkedIn. Let me tell you why it's going to be LinkedIn. The first step for you, if you're dealing with pregnant moms are going to trust their OB doctor before they trust you. You have to get in and build relationships with the OB doctor, position yourself as a subject matter expert with them first, and then they're going to be a primary referral source for you. Why? Because pregnant moms don't want to do anything that's going to harm their children. So even though you can utilize Insta, I think the very first portion of that and where you can start sharing that content, doing your whole like, no trust factor, building that brand awareness is going to be with other OB providers. That's who the pregnant moms are going to trust first, because they're not going to just book, right, a session. They're going to say, well, I need to talk to my doctor. Let me see what my doctor says, right? So LinkedIn is going to be golden for you. So that's just wanted to point that out. That's why I called your name out for that.
I think you meant me for the GI.
Same thing for you for GI. So I knew it was two people. I know I had one with GI and one with mom. Same thing for you for your GI patients, because a lot of them just don't know. And again, they trust the surgeon that did that. So I also think that for you, you can utilize Instagram, but I think that for you the primary needs to be, or the initial focus, let me say it like that, until you're able to create the awareness that's there, because a lot of it's going to be lack of education among those two populations. And so I think that creating a content strategy where the content is focusing more on the providers, right, directly, and allowing them to be your source of referrals and traffic to the services that you're offering is going to be probably the best thing for you. So that just simply means that the manner in which you share the content, you probably can take it up just a little bit of another notch as it relates to the terminology you're going to use, because other providers are going to understand the lingo. So let's say that, you take in, for example, I shared the exact same thing on my Insta, and I took that exact same caption and I recrafted it a little bit, and I shared the same thing on my LinkedIn, right? Mm-hmm. And I was able to use more higher terms like utilization management, cost containment, those type of things, because I wanted to also market that to other institutions that can know I can come in and help your nurses. They're going to understand that lingo. I needed to utilize different lingo, same messaging, right? But I changed up the lingo just a little bit. Does that make sense? All right, cool.
So I can do the same. So I can pretty much do the same content or on LinkedIn, but just change the verbiage of it.
Right, because you have to think about what target audience are you trying to reach, right? On LinkedIn, we know that's more professionals. So if you're trying to reach other healthcare professionals, the terminology that you can utilize can be a little bit higher level. So let me give you an example. For all of you all who are sharing information, we're still talking about brand awareness, guys. Brand awareness is all about making sure individuals know who you are. Right? You have the brand, you've built the brand, but how can I get people to know who I am, right? And so for those of you all who are doing post-op care, another big source of referrals for you can be from other providers, right? From the actual surgeons, okay? So if you want to share that content on, creating brand awareness on LinkedIn, right? Because that's where those surgeons generally going to be. You can create that same post in a sense, but you can start talking about, the importance of, osmosis and third spacing and second spacing and first spacing after you have surgery, which is why IV hydration is so critical for your patients, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you connect with me and we can talk about it, right? Again, if you're talking about the audience that's there, we're trying to create awareness from two separate perspectives. Make sense? Did that make sense to her? She didn't say anything.
Yes.
Everybody getting quiet on me.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry, I was putting it in my notes.
All right, cool deal. That works. So, again, back to brand awareness for everybody that said that. Tequila, Cynthia, Janelle, Miss Claudia, who else I have for brand awareness? Mallory, Sarah, Cherie, all of my brand awareness. Kathy, all of my brand awareness. This is going to be where we are going to tell our story. What is the story of the brand, right? What is the story why the brand has been there? Okay, I want to give you all a different perspective where you can bring awareness to the brand and what it is that you do. So one of the things that I do in my brand is I say that I help nurses to be able to build and sustain meaningful nursing incomes while increasing their asset value, right? So I need them to be aware of who I am, aware of what it is that I do. So another post that I did just today, I said in 2018, I lost over 60K of my own money in a business deal. To say I was crushed is an understatement. I stopped business for quite some time, and after that, and I disappeared for a while. To most, I had seemingly fell off because of the situation. Well, the truth is, I was studying business on a different level. I was studying money and finances. I dedicated my all to completing my doctorate, a journey I had previously started and stopped. I began studying my mind. I began to reevaluate relationships and categorize them. I started working out with my now trainer who doesn't understand how pivotal she was in my life at that time because of the transformation she began to send to my body. That was a way of me creating awareness, right? Again, when we talk about awareness, making people like you. And so I needed to create that awareness for them to understand when I talk to you all about being able to build a meaningful and sustainable nursing career, I can do this. And let me tell you why I can do this. I failed. I failed in 2018, lost it all, and I was able to come back with it. This is how I was able to come back with it. I started studying business a lot more. I got into finances and all those other different things. Again, it's all about telling the story. This is where you have to show some transparency, right? So some of you all may be saying, but Nicole, it's IV hydration. Like, how much of a story I can tell? It's a lot of the story you can tell. Tell the story about how you feel on a Friday evening after you've ran all week working, you've taken care of your kids, taken care of your house, how you came home and you was just depleted, didn't know if you were coming and going, you had a headache because you were so dehydrated, and you gave yourself or got somebody to give you that IV drip, and now you know, you're rejuvenated or whatever it is that it may be. There's always a story behind everything. This is how you create awareness of the brand. The trust, like, no factor. Trust, like, no factor. That's how we start to create awareness of that. And when we talk about that, we talk about trust, no like factor. When you're creating that awareness and people trust you, they like your content, they start to know you. What do? They share that information, which introduces you to someone else, and now someone else is now aware of your brand. We're going to do this, guys, through storytelling. You have to tell the story. And it doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out story like the first one I read. Just tell the story of how shitty your week was. I don't know if B let us cuss on him. I'm sorry, B, if you don't. But tell the story of how messed up your week was, and, you know, how you went through all these different things, and now the IV hydration has saved you, or you ended up, you know, getting really sick and you were depleted and you had to do a vitamin C drip, or whatever the situation is. It's telling the story, right? Does everyone get that when we talk about storytelling? Mo said we cuss. Okay, Mo.
Yes, I do understand. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put somebody on the spot. And y'all gonna be mad at me, but it's okay. We all family here, because I really want to help y'all through this, because I don't like to just tell people to do stuff. I like to make sure you understand. Does anybody on here feel comfortable sharing what would be a potential story that they would share so that we can start to create brand awareness? And it doesn't have to be perfect. All I'm going to help you do is refine what you're saying. So it's just going to benefit you even more. Anybody on here want to share?
I'll go.
Okay,
I'll go. It's Kelly. It's me, and I'm sorry. I just got out of the shower. They done did my massage. All this while I've been on this call listening. But
all right, Kelly, what you got?
But my story for my business was as far as post-op. I had a procedure before. There was nowhere to go when I came home. No one to take care of me, so I had to train myself how to care for myself. And doing that, I found that there were a lot of other girls as well that needed help, which is, you know, how my business came about.
Okay, so that's the story. So this is what I hear in a storytelling of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 2000, what year was that?
2018, no, 17.
2017. Talk about a year of a lot of learning, a year of a lot of pivoting. This was the year that I had my initial, whatever the surgery was. Talk about really and truly having a shocking experience for me to only have this whole entire surgery and to come home and realize that I was alone, that I was here by myself. I'm literally talking to you how this post should sound. Yeah. I literally, and this recorded, so play it back and write it down.
Okay.
For me to come home and realize that I was there, I was alone. I had no one to help me. This was a feeling after going through such a very serious surgery, or I don't want to say traumatic, but after going through a serious surgery, everyone wants the comfort of having someone there to comfort them during their time of need, and not only comfort them, but to make sure that they're getting the care it is that they need, so that they can ensure their safety, so they can ensure that they have the best possible patient outcomes. This is why I created blah, 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 whatever the name of your business is. This is where we take patients and we care for patients post-operatively, and you can provide what the services are that you do, and we ensure top quality delivery of services for all of our post-op patients or dolls. I hear people call them different things, whatever it is that you call them. Make sure that you subscribe to our mailing list, or click the link in the bio so that you can learn more about our services and how we can be there for you, because nobody deserves to go home alone.
Okay.
Makes sense? That's how you tell that story.
Gotcha. It makes sense.
Right? And here's the thing. You don't just tell that story one time, y'all. You have to be consistent in telling that story. You can't say, oh, well, I posted that story last week, so I posted it. So what? I didn't see your post last week, or I didn't read my email last week, or I didn't, listen to the podcast last week, wherever, because we know content is everywhere. Content is not just on Instagram, y'all. I want y'all to understand that, right? So I might not have saw it then. Share it again, right? Or I might have saw it and clicked the little save thing and didn't get a chance to go back, right? Also, too, when we talk about sharing your story, what's something else that happened in that experience, Kelly? I mean, just think back to it. How, like, when you finally did come home, did you have any complications? Did you have a lot of pain? Was it questions that you had that you didn't think about to answer? What was that like?
Yeah, well, I actually had to travel. I had to go like to DC and New York to go get my care since there was no one here. And was I in a lot of pain? By the time I got home, I was a little bit better, but I did have to travel since there was no one here in my area.
Okay. So now I hear another story coming, right? Stories are continuously evolving. A lot of things that happen in one setting, like that was one surgery, but you can pull 10 different stories out of there. Because the other story that I hear for you is, how do you travel after having some type of surgery, right? Whether that's a BBL or tummy tuck or whatever the situation may be. Right. So in 2018, after having my BBL done, talk about traveling. Traveling was one of the most challenging complications because I had to do X, Y, and Z. What I learned from that experience of traveling is that it's important for me to have what the pillow is that y'all have, Kelly. You know what I'm talking about.
BBL pillow or the body pillow.
It's important to have this, whatever those apparatuses are, right? That's something that I've learned. Talk about an experience and learning. I always make sure that here at whatever the name of your business is, all of our dolls have the necessary equipment when they're traveling from X, Y, and Z. Again, you're telling the story.
Okay, so is all this in one like post, or is it in a video form?
These different posts. So the first one I just told you was one post, right? Okay. What I just told you about the traveling part, that's a different post.
Okay, gotcha.
So what I'm saying is, one situation you can tell multiple stories from
several times. Okay, got you. Understood.
Right, and then you can keep sharing that same story.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
This is how we create brand awareness. It does not matter if you have the best brand, y'all. If you're providing the best service, the most high quality service, you're the most competent at it, you have the best creative selling edge on it. It does not matter if your unique selling proposition is off the chain. If don't nobody know, like what good is it going to do, right? And this is how we get people to know. It's not just posting a picture of the IV bag that have the fruits in it that I see everybody doing, saying, call me for your drip. Okay, who are you? Who the hell are you? Why am I calling you for my drip? Who are you? You get what I'm saying? Let me know who you are. That's how you create brand awareness.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Nikisha said, if I offer several services, how do I pinpoint my story? Great question. What's your services that you provide, Nikisha?
Currently the body contouring, the medication management, medical and off-label, and those are the main things that's like my money makers. The other one's just like kind of I randomly do, like, I don't have a consistent follow on Botox or anything, but I do that like maybe 2 to 3 times a month.
And you do all this under the same brand?
Yeah, I don't know how to separate it.
No. I just wanted to know, is it the same? Because I heard you say something about doing something sometime and not doing it all the time. So I didn't know if it was like
it just depends on how they book. I primarily get like more of my like Caucasian patients do the Kybella and the Botox. They love those things. And then like more of my African Americans, they want like weight loss management. They want
cool. All right, cool. So how do you tell the story when you offer multiple services? Well, this is where we're going to talk about themes, which is the next thing we're getting ready to go into, right? So you still tell the story of all of those different things. But what I see for you, this is why things for somebody like you is even more important, because you do a lot of different things. You offer a lot of different services. So what I mean by that, let's say that for the month of May, that's going to be dedicated to Botox. I'm just speaking hypothetically because I heard you say that that's one of the services you provide, right? So you're going to tell the story of the different type of Botox services or the different experiences that maybe some of your clients have had with Botox. So if you've ever had Botox, what made you even want to get Botox? You know, what was the situation? How did it happen? And this was the result of that, right? So this is why building out things, especially for someone like you, is so important. And you can build those things out either in a bi-weekly or in a monthly campaign session, right? And what I mean by that, Nakisha, is that for the month of May, it can be all about Botox. Or you can say for the first 2 weeks of May, I'm going to focus on, you know, all of my content and telling the story about Botox. And then the second 2 weeks, I'm going to talk about medication compliance. I think medication administration or something like that you said is one of your other services. So you can do it like that. But this is why for you, themes is going to be very, very important so that you can kind of categorize on being able to tell those different stories of the different services that you offer.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions about brand awareness? Are we all clear on brand awareness? I know we have a couple of people who are going to be waiting on headshots for to make their initial post so that I can see it. But everybody else is good to have a post done by the end of the week telling their story.
Nicole, this is I'm in the same boat as Cherie. Like my business is, I'm starting everything up. So
okay, cool.
I have a few headshots from something else I've done, but I don't have any. I still need to get stuff for the business per se and my IG page and all that. So
okay, cool deal. All right.
But cool. I've actually due to a book B had us read, I've actually kind of started my story. So I've started it. I just need the content to put it out there, if that makes sense.
To put it out there, you need like the okay. Yeah. So what the three of y'all can start doing now is, even though we're not going to put it out there right now for everybody who's in that same situation or that same boat, at least start writing out what sharing that story is going to be, right? In a caption perspective, right? Start writing that out.
Nicole, I'm sorry, can you speak from, like me today, can you speak from the perspective of not being aware of how much it took to, like, the whole production scene, the whole photography, and how much it took to, because some people find it hard to even be selfish with themselves, women personally, because we're such nurturers. It's difficult for us to be about us, to be selfish, so to speak. Yeah. So from my perspective today, my day basically started yesterday, you know, so it's like getting mentally ready to be able to be in front of a camera, to basically take off the veil, so to speak, and be someone who I thought I was, but now I'm a different so I'm growing into a different person. Right. I'm never the same person who I was yesterday, but now I'm about to be an entrepreneur, business owner, CEO. So I'm about to have all these different titles. So can that be a story without?
That's a story, because I think for you, Ms. Dawn, you said one of the things that you're going to be doing in your brand is that you want to be able to inspire other nurses about taking action. See, I really wrote all this down that y'all said. I got all my notes.
I believe
that's what you said. And so I think that that's the story, right? And so I see that being a Monday morning story, right? And let me tell you why I say Monday morning story. When you all are planning content out, I want you to think about the vibe and the mood of the day. Monday is the start of the week. This is the day that people are dreading, you know, the start of the week. Someone like us, it's about to be a long week. It's only the beginning, but I can do this. I need this extra boost. That's a Monday morning story for you, because what you're going to do for other nurses is say, talk about balance. Does balance even exist? Over the weekend, I had a photo shoot and a video video shoot for my upcoming brand. Something that I knew I needed to do, but had trouble really and truly getting my headspace into doing because I just have so many different things. But one thing about it, if it's something that I want to accomplish, I'm going to make sure that I get it done. So I put my head in the game, and I had a phenomenal video shoot as well as a photo shoot this weekend with so much support from my family and friends. I want you to know that whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. Let's get ready for this week because we're going to dominate it, or we're going to kill it, or whatever it is, however you want to close that off. Make sure that you connect with me for more inspiration.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's a story. Everything is a story.
So I should put that on my business page, or should I put it on my personal IG and tag my business page?
You could, I would. So, where are you going to be inspired on your business page? This is where you do more of the IV hydration stuff, right? I would probably put that on your personal page and then tag, like you said, your business page.
Okay.
So when I did the photo shoot for my business, tag the business page.
Okay.
Nicole, this is Sarah. I had a question. So I was going to do something like kind of like coffee talk because I have my coffee brand. So I was going to kind of do coffee talk in the process of getting all of this stuff together. Is that good for both, or do I just need to focus on one and not the other?
Okay, so let's
lay down. Come on, get over here.
Yeah, if y'all can go on mute if you're not talking. So I just want to, because it was going kind of in and out. I want to make sure that I understand your question in its totality. So your question was, you have your coffee brand, right? And so what you want to, your question was, with the coffee brand, should you tell the story of that mixed in with your IV brand? Was that the thing? Or
yeah, kind of like coffee talk. So like if we do a Monday or Tuesday or Friday, kind of download session or something like that. Can I intermingle kind of both brands ish?
So you're both brands. One is your coffee brand, right? I got some coffee, y'all. And like, she really sent me some coffee. And then the other brand,
coffee.
And then the other brand is your IV hydration.
Yes.
And you want to know, when you're telling the story, you want to know, can you intermingle the two?
Yes, because like one of the things with the coffee brand, it was kind of one of my ideas was going to get other nurses and different people to come on for coffee talk and different things like that for the coffee brand. But I'm like, why can't I do both? Can I do both?
Yeah, I don't see why. And that's why I'm looking like that. If you see like, why Nicole looking like that? That'd be my wheels in my head going. I think you can do both and incorporate both, because both of those, with you being in coffee business, coffee is a lifestyle. It's a mood. It's something that people love. It's luxury for some people, right? You always seeing people posting pics with their Starbucks or whatever the situation may be, right? It's also something that makes them feel good. It's something that energizes them. They're like, I need my cup of coffee before I can even do X, Y, Z. Same thing with the IV hydration, right? I was falling down halfway dead before Mo came down here last week and dripped me, right? I needed it to rejuvenate me and give me some life. And so both of those are giving individuals an end result that they're looking for. So the intertwining of those, right, or you being able to talk about both of those within telling a story is going to be befitting, right? So I do see you being able to do that. And what that can look like is, if you're having a Monday morning coffee chat, to get people's weeks going, what you do is, something like, today is Monday, we're getting ready to go get it. I have my coffee. We have our coffee cup and our coffee from blah, blah, blah in hand, because it's going to make sure that it can get you through the days, because the days are going to be filled with ups and downs and transitions, but that's okay, because such and such coffee is going to get you through. And then at the end of the week, because I know you're going to be ready to refresh and rejuvenate, IV whatever can make sure that we replenish you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're talking from a perspective of, the coffee is going to get you through, but the IV hydration is going to replenish you to get you back where you need to be to do this all over again.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
Yep. Right. Did you like the coffee, by the way?
I like the coffee, girl. Look, I had to take the coffee from my father-in-law. Greedy self took one of them.
Oh,
She got good coffee, y'all. She do. But does that make sense
Been
to
waiting
everyone?
on
We talk
hours.
about brand awareness, and I know we spend a lot of time on brand awareness, and I promise we're about to move on because I want to be respectful of everybody's time. And I knew that this is going to be the longest part because this is where we actually do the work. But the brand awareness is just so important. Like, you can't talk about educating people and inspiring people and doing that first if people don't even know who you are. They don't even know who you are to come to you to get the education or to get inspired, let alone buy one of your products or services, let alone me pulling out my credit card and giving you my credit card number. I don't even know who the heck you are. Why am I going to get that to you? So that's why we're spending so much time on the brand awareness. Here's the last piece about brand awareness, and we're going to move on because I want to talk about themes next. Brand awareness. Guys, you cannot think that you can post your story or tell your story one time and that's it. You absolutely positively cannot. At least twice a week, minimal, you need to be telling your story. It can be the exact same caption with a different picture. It can be a different version of the story, right? It can be another side of the story, the same situation, just like I talked about with, who was that? With that Kelly. Just like we talked about, the first surgery she had, she talked to me about going home alone, but then she also talked about the travel experience. It was the same story, but we pulled out a different component, right? My whole point that I'm making to you all is that you have to do this consistently. You cannot think that you're going to tell your story tomorrow morning and all these people are going to come. No, you're consistently getting new followers. You're consistently getting new eyes on your brand. You're consistently getting people, that are sharing your information with somebody else and they want to come experience it for themselves. How many of you have had somebody to tell you, oh, this, product is really, really good, or such and such restaurant has really good food and drinks, right? And you want to go over there and experience it for yourself. I want you to introduce the brand to me for yourself. It's the same concept. Nothing changes. It's the exact same concept. So brand awareness is telling your story. Pull out those parts where you can tell your story. I promise you, y'all, if you want to write it down and you just want to email it over to me, if V doesn't have a problem with it, I do not mind looking at it, reading over it, and telling you, yes, I think this is good. Think about it from this perspective, so on and so forth. If V doesn't have a problem with it, I have absolutely no problem with giving you all feedback on that because I really want to see you all do good. It's not enough for me just to come here and give you this information and then that's just it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So if you're stuck on something, I don't have a problem with you reaching out to me. Any questions before we move on from brand awareness and everybody understand the key element of building awareness of your brand? All right. What you got, Ms. Dawn?
So like you said, my story is a Monday morning story. So you said at least twice a week. So how do I follow back up?
So I would probably, it depends on what the other story is that you want. If it's the same story, you can share the exact same story. So that same story that we kind of just talked through for you, that's a Monday morning story. But I also seen that being a WCW story, right? That's the Wednesday story.
Okay.
W, right? So it can be the same story, Miss Dawn, but just a different image.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
because
ma'am.
it fits those things. On a Friday, Fridays, that's party, that's the weekend, let's get it in. That's when everybody want to have fun. So that's, the story of how, while you're doing your self-care and you're doing all these things, you're going to come and get your IV hydration. So this is a story we're going to tell about why you went into IV hydration.
So, Friday would be the story.
Yeah, I'm just saying that as an example, if you ever wanted to share a Friday story. So think about the days of the week, y'all. Like what's going on that day of the week. Monday, everybody dragging. We got to get back out here again. It's the beginning. Tuesdays, we still kind of blah. I need you to inspire me. Wednesday, I'm feeling like it because we're almost to the weekend, Thursday, we starting to get a little hype. Friday, it's on and popping. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's on and popping. I want party. I want good time. I want everything that makes me feel good and all of those things.
Okay.
Sunday, I want to lay back. I want self-care. I want to relax, all of those things. So think about that too when you're thinking about the tone of the content that you're going to be sharing. Because I really don't want you to come drop no deep, heartfelt story on me on a Saturday. Saturday, that's my days, where I'm out here, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to have a good time, So I really don't want a really deep story on a Saturday. So think about that because you have to think about things from the eyes and from the perspective of your consumer, not from you. because it's about them.
So can I ask you a question when you, because I think sometimes I get too deep, but most of my conversations are for Sundays, because I feel like Sundays kind of the time that you're winding down and trying to get your mind right for the next week. So that's kind of when I like for us to, you know, just think about things, put things in perspective, and start getting ready for the week.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's great. I think that's great because that's Sundays. Most people are at home, you know, we cooking, we just go kind of lay out, watch TV, you know, things like that. Friday night, everybody trying to get the happy hour. We're trying to get the 2-for-1. I'm not trying to read all that. Saturday, I'm ripping and running with the kids, you know, and I'm here and I'm there and I'm trying to do everything. So yeah, absolutely. I think Sunday's a great day for that.
Okay.
So Saturday, you can speak from the perspective of you getting your stuff ready for the business.
Yeah.
Right. You know, collecting products, meeting with clients, doing consultations, that kind of sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the next point that I want us to go over, guys, let's talk about some themes. Let's get some themes out. We're going to build out some things and talk about some things for some of y'all on here who are willing to share and need help for themes. So again, going back to what themes are, for example, much for me was all about building the nursing career blueprint. So it was blueprint building. That was my theme. Every single live I did, every single clubhouse, every webinar, it was all about building a nursing career blueprint, right? So every quote that I made, I tied it in some way with me building. I tied it in, you know, with some way of me building my nursing career, right? So themes, somebody said, I think when we first started, they were like, I just didn't know what to post. Like, I didn't know. If you have a theme will let you know what confines you need to stay in for that, right? So let's take this for an example. Next month for me is all about financial literacy, okay?
Okay.
That's my theme. Everything that I'm putting out next month is going to be about finances and money. So when we start talking about what content to put out, it's a couple of different things that I can put out. Number one, I'm going to share my story of how when I first got out of nursing school, I thought I was Oprah, my friends was Gail, and I was out here wilding out, taking all my friends everywhere, and we was broke, okay? Even though we was whole registered nurses out here, listen, that little sign-on bonus had my mind gone. I had never had no money, right? So I'm going to share that financial story, right? So that's my story. But in addition to that, I'm also going to share tips, tools, and resources that I have learned throughout my financial journey. How you can take what you have right now, the knowledge in your head, and increase another stream of revenue by education to different healthcare organizations, right? I'm going to make sure I bring somebody in to talk about, you know, finances from credit building. I'm bringing somebody in to talk about stocks and all of those different things. So I'm simply saying that themes help you to know what content I'm going to be sharing for the month. It helps take away that I don't know what to share. What I'm going to say, what I'm going to talk about. You already know. The other thing that themes does is whenever you go to start doing your photo shoots and you start doing them on a regular basis, and guys, honestly, me personally, when we talk about sharing content, I recommend doing a photo shoot every 3 months. Now, I know that can, you know, be like, oh, that's a lot. Because a photo shoot, like Ms. Dawn said, photo shoots are draining, y'all. They are draining. But to keep it fresh and keep it upbeat, and it doesn't always have to be with a top line photographer. Y'all, these iPhones we got, they do so much. Get dressed up, get your child to take you outside and snap you some new pictures. Just get some new images every 3 months is what I'm saying. But when you're talking about shooting with a photographer, when we talk about themes, one thing that is very important to do is to know what your themes are going to be for the next 3 months so that you can make sure that you're capturing images that represent that. I knew when I shot with my photographer in January that April was going to be financial literacy month. So some of the images that we took were literally a backdrop of me. It was nothing but money. Right? It was money that she taped on a wall. It was fake money, but it was money that she taped on a wall. And that's kind of like, I have a headshot with me on money. You get what I'm saying? It just helps you to be able to plan that out as well, knowing what images that you need to get that are going to really capture that. So themes, let's talk about it. Who is somebody that wants to share some possible things that they have for the next, what you got, Ms. Dawn?
Through a conversation with one of my wonderful ladies on here, sister friends, April showers. To shower yourself with self-care. So each day I was saying, you know, April 1st, of course we know it's April Fool's Day. Fool yourself into getting a massage, or fool yourself into having dinner or a drink by yourself. You know, do a massage today. Take a picture of yourself and say 5 things that you like about yourself. So different days have different things.
So we showering ourselves.
Shower
That's
yourself.
That's a thing. Did y'all just hear what Dawn said? Dawn, that's a thing. When
Thank you, Cherie.
That is a thing. That's it, Miss Dawn. What we got going on in May? And let me say this here. All y'all know May is what?
Cinco de Mayo. I was just about to say
Cinco de Mayo. And what's the other one? Y'all got it.
It's Mother's Day. It's
Mother's
Day.
Mother's Day, right? So we got Cinco de Mayo. We got Cinco de Mayo. Half of y'all on here do IV hydration. Y'all already know. Outside and open back up just a little bit. Just a little bit. They about to go a lot bit because it's opened up a little bit because people tired of being inside. So they about to get wasted. Every person on here that has IV hydration should have some type of Cinco de Mayo thing going on. There's no excuses for it.
So right? we should have basically like a deal for each of those holidays. So like a Mother's Day, 10% off, put in the word mother, 10 could be for Mother's Day. For Cinco de Mayo falls on the 5th, so you can get what, 5% off with Cinco de Mayo or something like that.
Whatever.
$5 off or something, right?
But you know what would be a better way, Miss Dawn? It's all about word and mind play. I'm giving you all a $5 gift certificate. Right. Because when you say I'm giving you a $5 gift certificate versus 5% off, it hits different. Or $5 off, it hits different. It's just the way you're saying it, but it's the same thing.
Exactly.
So I'm giving you a $5 gift certificate. They're more apt to do it that way too.
Right.
Yeah, you're absolutely.
Right. We do for Cinco de Mayo. Could we say something like tag 5 friends for Cinco de Mayo and be the?
I'm on my video call. I'm gonna call you back.
Be like
I'm on my video call.
If I pick you, then you get $5 off or 5% off your next service. Must tag 5 friends within the first 5 days of May.
So what it could be for you is it could be something like a competition, right? I'm going to give away a $5 gift certificates. To win one of these, tag 5 of your friends below. You heard that?
No, can you say it again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I heard it. I'm right.
So what she was saying was about doing some type of like $5 if they tag 5 friends. So I was saying one of the things could be a contest, right? So a contest where she says, I'm going to give 5 people $5 gift certificates, for my spa or whatever, right? So enter to win, you need to tag 5 people below. But here's the thing, y'all, when you're asking people to tag people to your page, you need to have something worthy of people coming there to read. Because what happens is, and I do it all the time, they're like, tag 5 people, right? And somebody may use me as the person that they tag. And I follow the tag and I go to the page and I'm like, ain't shit here on here that I want. I mean, ain't no content on here. You're not doing anything but just trying to sell me everything. You need to have something worthy that's willing to get people to stay there and go there and say, you know what? I think I kind of like a little bit of what she's saying. Let me see if I really like her. Let me follow her.
So I have a question. So when we're talking about like holidays, because there's some holidays that we're already aware of because they're national holidays, and then there are certain things like when you may have like breast cancer month or domestic violence. But what about these? Because I hear sometimes some of these like random, I guess they're special days that sometimes I just never heard of them, but they kind of fit into some of the things I got going on. And I'm like, well, where do I even find out about some of those days?
So you can, if you want to know just like about the different holidays, because you're right, sometimes they have like National Best Friend Day and Water Day. I don't be knowing, right? But you can go to Google and type in, I think the search is something like national holidays or national days.
That's what I Googled.
Yeah, and it'll list them out for you. But I also want you all to know that the theme does not have to correlate to a holiday. right?
Right.
So for me, May is the beginning of summer. My entire theme for May is outside, right? And I titled it outside because we're tired of being inside. We're ready to go outside. So all of the content that I'm going to be sharing is how nurses can go outside of what their normal thinking process is for nurses, but it's outside. You get what I'm saying? So the theme does not have to always relate to an actual holiday.
Right.
What it is that the ultimate goal you're trying to do. I'm trying to get nurses to think outside of the box. So my theme is outside. Every picture that I'm going to show is going to be something of me being outside, like we outside, right? So don't always think that it has to relate to a holiday. So April showers, like Dawn said, that's an amazing thing. We also know that summer is coming, right? So when you think about summer, and you think about, you know, those different things, what are the feelings that you get when you think about the month of June, right? Or what's the ultimate thing that you want to happen in June, right? And then how can you create a theme around that? So for example, again, like me, I want nurses to think outside the box. So June is all about outside. And the summer, right? We know all about people that have to go to summer school. So I'm going to have an entire summer school vibe going on. Right? So my June theme is going to be Not Your Ordinary Summer School, because I'm going to be doing a back-to-back classes and courses in the month of June. Does that make sense? Somebody give me another theme. Dawn gave us hers. Dawn, that's a great one. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And you know something else, Dawn, that would be dope if you can find some type of way. If you can get, oh man, if you can get somebody to, you can either go on a computer, Dawn, and get like a sheet of paper, get different colors, like April colors, you know, it's kind of like the pastel colors, and you can write certain affirmations on there. I love myself. I will take care of myself. You can even go to the affirmation app like I have on my phone. I can tell you the name of it. Anyhow, the thing is, you can get all of those on sheet of paper, cut them out, and then if you can get an image, and you can probably, you got sons, don't it? They fairly young, right? You can, if you can get somebody like with you outside and them kind of like taking those affirmations and making them rain on you. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you're showering, think about shower, right? Showering, you're showering positivity and affirmations over yourself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That just came to my mind.
Pastel paper. Okay.
Yeah, like something you can go to what, like the local craft store, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, yeah, somewhere like that. That's something you could do at home. You don't even have to get back with a photographer. It would have been dope if the photographer could have got something like that. But if not, you know your kids know how to do it. We don't always have to go.
I'll put my husband to work. He think he's a photographer.
But I'm just saying,
he is a photographer. He's not here to hear that.
Do you see how that fits with the theme?
Yes. Yeah. I see. Yep. So I have all kinds of affirmations I say to myself.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. Like I had to say at least 10 doing that photo with doing that photography piece, the video piece. So
somebody else is about to say something. I'm sorry.
I was going to say something. I don't know if this is necessarily a theme, but because I am dealing with, well, my whole target audience is moms, I wanted to do something. Of course, we know Mother's Day is coming up in May, but I wanted to be able to create a day that each month that moms are very intentional about, that would be their special Mother's Day. So Mother's Day will be every month and not just in May. As we know, Mother's Day is supposed to be every day anyhow. But specifically on that day, it's just going to be about just catering to yourself, just overindulging everything about you on that specific day. And will be one day every single month or even a weekend or something like that. So I don't know if that's
what comes
necessarily
to
a
mind
theme.
for me. Yeah, I think that is. And you know what comes to mind? Do y'all know about McDonald's 365? Where they're doing, where they believe in like something 365 days a year.
Oh, I like that.
You can build something off of that. So even if it's if you want to do it monthly, it can either be something like Mother's 365, but since it'll be monthly, you can say trying to think. Gotta build off of there. 12 months of mom. Or 12,
Okay.
I'm trying something with the 12. Do you see what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
If you like McDonald's has the 365 where they've pledged to do something 365 days a year that's geared toward, Black and positivity and all these different things. You could take that same concept. You're absolutely right. That can be your thing.
Okay. I think more on it.
Yeah. And even in addition to that, what I would also say for that, how can you capture real life stories? See for that, because you're focusing on moms, you really need to capture real life stories with moms and their kids.
Okay. So yeah, I'll have to figure that. Maybe we can do like a story time or something like that.
So you can have one story a month. You can highlight one mom a month, right? And so this month, we're gonna highlight blah blah blah. And they're gonna tell their story. And you can even get a videographer one day, line up 12 moms. It's gonna be a lot of work for you, not for them, but you can schedule them out every hour on an hour, over a day or two, and have them to come in and record a quick 10-minute session on what it's like just being a mom and what it's like being a mom 365.
Okay.
Not just one day a year. How, this is my life 365. And you can highlight them one day a week. So you can really call, the campaign can be called Mom 365, right?
Okay.
But once a month, you're highlighting a mom that's going to come in and share her story on camera. And she's going to say what life is like being a mom, not just on Mother's Day, but 365.
Okay. I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So these ideas are just flowing.
My mind never, my husband be like, can you just lay down? My mind is constantly, it's constantly going.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. But does that make sense when we talk about themes and why, when we talk about content creation, right? And we're thinking about our top 2 to 3 goals that we want to achieve over a certain period of time, the incorporation of things of that helps you to be able to streamline that. Because otherwise you're going to be just like whoever that was that said at the beginning, I'm just coming in, I'm like, what do I post, right? And this is why I have it in this order to think about your goals, and now let's create themes surrounding that can help us to get to that goal.
Nicole, can I share something?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the calendar, Googling the calendar helped me identify what was going on in a particular month. I mean, some of these holidays, like one of the ladies mentioned, like I just didn't know about. Since in May, well, I didn't know that apparently April is Stress Awareness Month. So then that could be the theme that every day it's, whether it's education on the impact of stress on your body, your life, or just your physicality, and then just, talking about things like that, or actually asking questions. I got that from another post that you can ask a question about stress. What is it that you know about stress? Or what do you do as a stress reliever, where it could be a little bit more interactive? And you can get, people to communicate with you or share some information, which I felt like, oh, that might give me some details about content that I can post, or further questions that I could ask. But I just realized that according to this calendar, that May is very similar to what I would think of as an appreciation month, because you have National Teachers Day, which is where you show appreciation for teachers, professors, educators. And then
you got us in there. Come on now.
Nurses Day, absolutely, right? And then, of course, for Memorial Day, where you show the appreciation for the individuals who have lost their lives in war, right? So that gave me, I just took those 3 holidays, and that just made me come up with appreciation for others. And then I have to develop the content and ask about that. So when you mentioned not necessarily having to look up holidays, that did give me some sort of direction of what I can put together to come up with whatever my theme is going to be.
So the name of that campaign for you is going to be I Appreciate You. I think that's a great name. And then that made me think of for April, if anybody wants to focus on stress, because I didn't know April was stress awareness. I don't know if any of you I don't know if it's like the City Girls who sing this song. Y'all gotta remember now, I got teenagers, so I'll be knowing that I don't know if it's City Girls or somebody that sing the song Wipe Me Out. wipe me out, or something like that they be going. But when you said stress, that made me think of the name of the campaign, kind of aligning with that, where it stressed me out. And we're talking about why you should not let things stress you out. Just to give it a catchy name. People buy into catchy things, right? Stress me out. Stress me out. That's kind of, the song says something like, wipe me out. Wipe me out. It could be stress me out, stress me out. And then you're talking about the ways and the things you should not let stress you out, or how to combat things that stress you out.
Oh, can I take that one? Because that's why I haven't been posting, because I'm stressed out.
Absolutely. Whoever wants to use it. Any other questions surrounding themes, guys? This is why themes are so important, because it helps you to know, like, you know, Cynthia just said, it made her think all these different appreciations, nurses, teachers, Memorial Day, we showing thanks and gratitude for all these things. I appreciate you. And she can highlight all these different things within 1 month and share content on that. All right, we're good on that? All right, y'all, we got 20 minutes left, and I want to be respectful of time. The next thing that I want to talk about, so we talked about last time, the importance of having high quality images. I asked you all to just kind of start looking at some different images that you can gather and you like the quality of it. That's going to help you to start to put together your mood board, so that when you go for photo shoots and things like that, you're able to tell your photography, this is the mood and the vibe that I want to make sure that I am creating throughout this session. You should not be booking photo shoots just to go and take pictures. It needs to have some type of objective to it, right? And so you definitely want to make sure that you have those 8 to 10 pictures of high quality. You can go to Pinterest. You can create a whole free mood board on Pinterest, right? By just creating the board and putting those images there. The other thing that I really want us to focus on before we finish up with our time here, and we didn't get a chance to do our hour that I wanted to use that we already had here, so y'all are going to have to promise me that y'all are going to create these things and send them to me so that I can look at them. But hashtags, we got to talk about it. I cannot let y'all leave out of here without talking about hashtags, all right? So hashtags are everything right now. Everything is a hashtag. When we talk about sharing content, when we talk about increasing brand awareness, when we talk about finding new leads, when we talk about how people are going to find your content, when we talk about all these different things, it's all about hashtags, okay? I need everybody to get paper and pencil right now, because I'm getting ready to give you the game on hashtags, all right? Number 1. You should have at least anywhere from 25 to 30 hashtags when we talk about posting to Instagram. I think Instagram allows up to 30. I think Facebook allows up to 20. And LinkedIn also does hashtags. Okay, but you're going to create 25 to 30 hashtags. And we're going to talk to you all about creating different sets of hashtags. All right. So in those hashtags, okay, again, you need to have at least 25 to 30 that you're making as the first comment on your post whenever you're posting on Instagram. If you're posting on Facebook or LinkedIn, you can actually add those hashtags under the actual post that you're going to be making. All right. One of the hashtags needs to be your own creative brand hashtag. Okay. So for example, Ms. Dawn, what's the name of your business?
B-side hydration.
Hashtag B-side hydration. Every single one of you needs to create your own, the hashtag that's for your own business. This is because every time that you want people to find you, or you want to refer people to, you know, go and find some of your work, you say, just look up the hashtag B-side, what's the name of it? B-side IV hydration?
B-side hydration.
B-side hydration. You could just tell them that you want them to look that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my daughter, y'all, asking for dinner. All right. So for example, Nurse Power Brunch. Whenever we want people, it's like, oh my God, you know, where can I learn more information about the brunch? Oh girl, just go to Instagram and hit the hashtag Nurse Power Brunch. And you're going to see all the posts that we've ever posted about the Nurse Power Brunch, because they're going to be on there. All right. So everyone should have their own brand hashtag. The next step in creating hashtags is to make sure that you are creating hashtags that do not have 1 million people already following them, right? Or 1 million items already under there. So everyone take out their phone, and I want you to look up, go to Instagram and type in girl boss in the little search thing. When you type in girl boss, right, you go to tags. It tells me very first, I don't know if any of you all can see that, but I'm under tags, and then I typed in girl boss, right? That particular hashtag has 23.3 million posts. That is too many, y'all. That is your little post gonna get lost in there, right? So traditionally, what I tell people is that you want to find hashtags that have 100,000 or less, and you want to mix them up. You don't want every hashtag to have 100,000, but definitely those that are over 100,000, we want to avoid those hashtags. All right, so 100,000 or less, but we want a mix of them. When I say a mix of them, let's have some with maybe 30,000. Let's have some with maybe 50,000. Some can have, 70,000, but nothing over 100,000, right? Otherwise, you're going to get lost in something that has 223 million hashtags, right? Because that means 23 million people have posted something using that hashtag, all right? Hashtags needs to be industry specific to who your target audience is. I'm going to say that one more time. Hashtags needs to be industry specific to who your audience is. So let's take all of my IV hydration folks for an example. Hashtag IV hydration. Let's see how many people are on that one already, how many posts we have. And this is going to take some work, and you actually looking at these different so IV hydration has 73.6 posts. IV hydration therapy, 16.3K. Trying to find another one. Those are the top two that I see. But again, it's going and it's being industry specific. You can also do IV hydration and then where you are. So if you're in Atlanta, IV hydration ATL. IV hydration New Orleans, IV hydration Miami. It needs to get down and be specific to your audience. You cannot go and see what hashtags I'm using for my business and think that, oh, they're working for Nicole, so I'm going to copy those and put them over here. You're going to draw in the wrong audience, because I focus on nurses that are ready to build their nursing career. They ain't trying to come get no IV hydration drip. I mean, they might, but that's not really what they're on social for. You get what I'm saying? Right? So you want to make sure that your hashtags are industry specific. Okay, self-care. Hashtag self-care. Let's look and see how many people are following that one. That one has 44.2 million posts already there. But if we keep scrolling down, we see that there is self-care Sundays. We see that there is self-care Saturday. We see that there is hashtag self-care challenge, right? So again, it's just simply going, and you can look up the hashtag, and I don't know if you all can see that. I'm under tags, and then you just type it in, and if you keep scrolling up, it'll give you the different things that have the self-care component. They need to be industry specific to your industry and who your audience is, right? So for me, I target nurses. My hashtags are hashtag Nicole Thomas Inc., hashtag Nurses of Instagram, hashtag Nurses Rock, hashtag Nurses Inspire Nurses, hashtag Nurse Blogger, hashtag Nurses Be Like, hashtag Nurses Week, hashtag Travel Nurse, hashtag Black Nurses, hashtag New Nurses, right? And you're probably saying, where's Nicole reading that from? Once you do your hashtag research, you can simply write down the hashtags that you found that are going to work for you, right? And you can go into the notes section of your phone, and you can actually type them all in here, right? So now that when it's time for you to post, all I simply have to do is double tap this. I highlight it all. You see it's highlighted now. right? And all I have to do now is copy it, and now I can paste it over to whatever platform I'm posting to. Every post should have a hashtag, y'all. If you're not using hashtags, you just out here wilding out and doing all this work for nothing. Because this is how people find you. This is how life is hashtags now. Everything has a hashtag. Everything has a hashtag. This is literally, guys, when I am in another city and I'm looking for a makeup artist, I will type in Miami makeup artist, Miami MUA. That's how I find people. Like, seriously, I've done that before. Right? So that's the first 3 points of hashtags. The fourth point that I want to make is that you have to test out hashtags to see what is going to work best. Nicole, what do you mean by test out hashtags, right? I have different sets of hashtags that I utilize, okay? So that just simply means I have a total of probably about 75 hashtags that I have found that work for my industry. I have compiled them into different subsets within the notes section of my phone. So, for example, if I post today, I may have, out of that 75, I may have 30 of them saved in this particular note section of my phone, and I'm going to use this 30 because I want to see how these are going, which one is driving the most traffic. Then I may, out of the other 75, I may have a different set of 30 that I'm going to pull from there, and I'm going to post these under my post and see if this is going to drive me some traffic. You have to test your hashtags out. Hashtags take some research. What you all are going to do is you're going to think about those. Number one, you're going to create your own hashtag. That's nothing to it, right? Just hashtag whatever your business name is to it. But you're going to think about your industry. You're going to think about your customer, right? Which is why knowing who your target audience is, knowing your customer, avatar, having your customer, niche and all those things built down that I know V has talked to you all about is so critically important, because literally you should know the type of things your customer likes, right? A lot of y'all customers, they into health and wellness. They love that stuff. So you need to be using hashtags that align with that. Right? A lot of them, they want the Beyonce glow. Let me see what hashtags they got out here for Beyonce, because I'm going to use some of them hashtags so when people go there, they can find my stuff, right? Everybody want the Beyonce glow. So they got hashtag Beyonce. They got 17.1 million. That's way too many. But they also have hashtag Beyonce twins, hashtag Beyonce knows, hashtag Beyonce Carter, which doesn't have that many that you can use, right? And that fits into your customer, because your customer loves Beyonce. So when they're going on here, they're trying to look up all things Beyonce. That's going to make you higher on their list when they talk about going on social media to search. Does that make sense when we talk about hashtags? It's a lot of work, y'all. I know y'all all looking at me like Nicole and gave us all this stuff that we have to do. But that's what the hashtags are. You want at least 3 different sets of hashtags that you can post at any given time so that you can test them out. Any questions on hashtags?
I hear you say 3 different sets. How do you know what set to use? So I guess, create some, like I said, I wanted to inspire. So it would be some for the inspiring people. Some would be for brand awareness, that kind of sort of thing.
Right. So when I say 3 sets, I want you to think about the different, I want you to look up hashtags specific to your industry, right? And when I say create 3 sets, remember, we're trying to see which set of 25 to 30 hashtags is going to drive the most traffic. So you're going to find at least 75 hashtags, and you're going to mix them up, right, in different sets of 30 and test those out. That's what I mean when I say that. So for yours is you want to inspire other nurses. Nurses inspire nurses. That's one right there. I can tell you that's a great hashtag. Another one, because you're trying to reach nurses, travel nurses. Hashtag travel nurses. Hashtag black nurses. Hashtag black nurses rock. Hashtag nurses be light. Hashtag nurses support. Hashtag nurses don't play cards. That hashtag went viral and they never stopped. Do y'all remember when the lady said something about nurses playing cards? Hashtag nurses don't play cards. That's another hashtag. All right. So that's what I mean when I say the 3 sets. Any other questions?
So I know you're saying hashtags, but I know they're talking about all this different algorithms. That's why social media kind of stresses me out.
Don't let it stress you out because the algorithm, you will never figure out what the algorithm is going to be.
Yeah,
You
right.
never
Because then they say,
out.
okay, so hashtags work.
Hashtags work because everything is hashtag. And let me tell you how you can test it out to see if it works. I want you to make a post and don't put no hashtag. I want you to come back the next day and make a post with hashtag and see which one get the most engagement. Engagement does not mean likes, right? Engagement means how many people saw it. It means how many impressions it had, how many people saved it, how many people shared it. Do those 2 things and you're going to see if hashtags work.
Okay.
So as far as the algorithm, listen, that algorithm, they changed that and that be so up and down. We will never figure out the algorithm because honestly, social media, Mark has gotten very, very smart and you can't blame him. He's a businessman. It's becoming a pay-to-play platform, right?
Right.
If you really want to reach the masses, you got to pay and buy some ads from it.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you.
Right.
That's what they keep telling me, to post all these ads. I'm like, I'm spending all this damn money on ads.
Yeah, listen, I have done that too, and you have to find somebody that really know what they're doing in ads, and that ain't me. Because otherwise, like you said, you've been to spend a whole lot of money. You like, I ain't got no new leads. Now, what one ad that I don't want to get off into ads, but one ad that I did do and I set it up myself through Facebook was a brand ad, and it worked like hell. That ad, oh my God, I got so many hits on my website and new signups to my mailing list. But I don't want to get off into ads. But hashtags, they work. Make a post without one, do one with one, and see what happens. They work. As far as the algorithm, we're never going to know what that is. That's proprietary information. He'll never leak that out as to how he prioritize that. So don't let it stress you out. What is going to get you the brand awareness and get you in front of people is providing value, being consistent, quality of the images that you're posting, and hashtags. If you consistently do those 4 things, be consistent, give value, have high quality, and hashtag, it's going to grow.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nicole, I have a question. I'm probably going to age myself because I have an old soul, and so social media does also stress me out. But when you say see which one gets more views, like, does IG tell you how many people have viewed your post?
Yes. Yeah. So I want you to go. Do you have your phone with you? Okay. Click on one of your posts. It doesn't matter which one.
Okay.
And under it, you should see like some writing in this here little area right there. I want you to click View Insights. Do you have that?
Okay, sorry. So right under the post, you said it says what?
You're gonna see like some wording, and it's gonna say View Insights. You see right there on mine, it says View Insights. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but mine doesn't say that.
What type of profile do you have set up? A personal?
This is just a personal page.
That's why.
Okay, so once you have a business page.
Once you set it up as business, once you set it up as a business, when you start your business page, make sure you set it up as a business page, because one of the benefits is that it provides you with your insights. So you can click Insights, and it'll tell you how many people liked it, how many comments, how many people shared it, right?
Okay.
So for example, a post I did today, if I click Insights, I don't know if you all can see that, but it lets me know that 317 people liked it, 34 commented, 23 shared it, and 26 saved it.
Okay.
So that's what I mean when I say see which combination of the hashtags is going to give you the greater so to speak, return on your investment, because the investment is your time of actually posting all this. That's how you're going to know which set is going to work for you. And it's going to take some time. It's not going to be, oh, I'm going to post it this time and that's it, right? Post it for about a week and see what kind of engagement you get. Then post the other set for another week and see.
Okay. And is IG also now feeding you who is viewing your sites? Because I noticed now on IG when I want to view something, it says, do you want to view as Miss Chi87, which is my name? Is it telling you who's viewing your sites, or it's just telling you numbers?
No, it just tells you the number. Now, if you're posting to your stories will tell you who looked at your story, but not your actual post. Your post will tell you how many people, right? And it'll also tell you, your impressions, how many people it reached, all of those different things under your insights. So from that one post today, it reached 3,860 new people that was not following me. 29 people took action from it, which means that they clicked the link in my bio or they did something like that, hit, the message or whatever. It brought 29 new people that actually liked my page from that, right? So that's all the insights will tell you. It'll tell you the numbers. The stories will tell you who actually looked at it. You can see who actually looked at your story.
Okay. Do you ever do anything with that information, like based on who looked at your story?
Absolutely. Because that lets me know who I need to target more, right? So number one, when I'm looking at my insights, that just gives me the number. That lets me know, number one, which hashtags are working, which I've pretty gotten that down to a science now. But it also lets me know what content people like when.
Okay.
Right? So I know that on Monday mornings, most people expect some type of inspiration from me because my insights go crazy on Monday mornings. So I use it to tell me what to do, because remember, the posting is not for me, it's for the audience that I'm trying to acquire, right? So I let them tell me what they want and when they want it. That's what we should be utilizing our insights for. When it comes to stories and I'm seeing who's looking at my stories and who's looking at them consistently, right? It lets me know, for me, that's when I slide on in them DMs. Hey girl, hey. How you doing? How's everything going? How's career going? How everybody else going? Because I know every story I'm putting out. You taking at least 15 seconds to look at that story. And don't let me put out a conglomerate of it, because that's 15 seconds each one. You giving me a whole lot of time. You want something from me. So let me slide on in here and, build that relationship a little bit more. So absolutely, that's what should be driving you to take steps.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are we going to have another day with you, or is this going to be our last day?
This is the last day.
Oh, okay.
I know. Unless y'all tell V y'all want me back.
Yeah. Oh.
We want you back.
Yeah, we gotta talk about
y'all
that.
Tell V y'all want me back.
We need like a rap at the end.
So we want you back because we need feedback. We need feedback.
Yes. Y'all tell V, maybe y'all know she work all things out. She may say, okay, I'll bring her back and we're going to do a feedback. Knowing her, she might try to do something in person. Who knows with V, right? She always surprising her. But again, I don't mind if V doesn't have a problem with it. If anybody, like for your brand story, the post that everybody's going to make this week, if you can. And for those of you who cannot, you're going to at least write it out. I really don't mind if y'all email that to me or DM it to me, just for me to take a look at it if V's okay with it.
Can we get your email?
Yes, I'm going to drop it in the chat for y'all.
Okay, thank you.
If y'all want me back for another session, just tell me. I got my email, y'all. And I'm going to drop my IG too. And all y'all, I know this may take some time, but everybody in here, y'all might all be following each other, but I want to follow all of y'all. So if everybody could drop their IG in the comments too, because that's how I'm going to be checking on y'all.
Love you. Too, bro. All right. I'm trying to get this girl this Catalyst 08.
All right. Y'all drop y'all's IG. All right, every drip factor. All right, got you, boo. New body, weight loss. All right.
Got no Instagram. Yeah. Never started one for my business.
Oh, nobody. I'm already following you. Miss Dawn. Dawn underscore R underscore. There you go, Miss Dawn. Elevated essence. Okay. All right, y'all. It's 8 o'clock on the dot. And I'm still following all of you all. But I hope that, over these last 2 weeks that we've had an opportunity to spend together. I hope, number one, that you all have enjoyed it. I hope that I brought some value to what it is that you're doing, because I'm always about, bringing value. I hope that the information that I've shared with you all has not only inspired you to take action, because, I can inspire you all day. Inspiration doesn't get results, right? What gets results is you actually putting in the action behind it. So I hope more than anything, I've been able to give you the necessary information and tools to equip you to be able to take action and really and truly create the dynamic brand that every single one of you all are going to have on here. So I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing all of you all grow. If any of you all are going to be in Cabo, I will be in Cabo doing the same thing there in Cabo at the mastermind there. But other than that, if you all need anything else from me, I drop my email. If y'all want me back, let V know. And I'm sure she'll work something out to get me back. But yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. And let's work, y'all. Like, let's work in real life, not just for the gram. Let's really do this. I know it's not easy, guys. I know it's a lot. Trust you me. I get it. I know it's a lot, but I'm telling y'all, it's doable. It's doable. And once you realize, and this is just me talking straight up, once you realize that it's doable and you see, if you just stay consistent, y'all, if you just stay consistent and do what it is that you do, share the value via content that you have. And this is the honest to God truth. And it blew my mind because I always thought I was consistent, but I have one of those business coaches who will let me know in a minute, you playing, you're not going as hard as you think you're going. Like, she reminds me of that all the time. And so, one of the commitments that I made to myself for 2021 was that I'm going to get consistent, not just consistent, but consistent, and level up everything about my content, right? And for the month of February, well, so far for the month of March, just for me having consistent content, right? Content of value, high quality content, I have increased my revenue by right at probably $9,000. And that's just from one stream. That's just from content, guys. 9K. And that was over a 5-day period. 5 days. Okay. When I noted that change. And so I just say that, to not, give numbers and brag, because that's just not me. That's not who I am. I give it because I want you all to know that everything that I'm telling y'all, I'm not just here saying this. I'm not just saying, oh, do this and do that. I'm giving you real receipts, right? I'm giving you real stuff that I know for a fact that if you do it, it's going to happen. Is it going to happen tomorrow? No, right? I'm also 5 years in the game with this too. But I want you to know that I'm no different than you. Every single thing that I'm doing and I'm telling you to do is because I know what the end results of this can be. And I need all of y'all to do this because it's out here for you to get. The money is here for you to get. And it's not enough to just build the business. It's not enough. It's how can you sustain it, right? So I just want everybody to know that and know the importance of that and the importance of, really embodying these things and doing these things and not just, showing up when you want to show up. Your goals don't care nothing about your feelings. They don't care. They don't care. It does not matter about your feelings. And I'm not saying that we're not human and we don't go through things, because we all do, right? But at the end of the day, you just gotta keep pushing. And V has created such an amazing group of support amongst you all Support each other. Help your sister out. Share your sister content. You know, everybody in here, I'm gonna be sharing y'all stuff like I don't know what. I didn't want to say stuff. I wanted to say something else. But I'm gonna be sharing it, right? I'm gonna be supporting, and that's what it's all about. So I'm excited for all of y'all. If it's ever anything that I can do, let me know. I'm always willing to help, give you feedback. If you come to me for feedback, don't be ready for the feedback, because I'm not gonna lie to you. If it's not good, I'm gonna tell you it's not good, right? But that's what we all need. So again, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, V. I don't know if she's on here. I think she popped in earlier, but she popped out again. She's in Ghana. Thank you, Mo, for getting everything set up. I truly, truly appreciate and I love you. And this is it for me, guys. Again, if y'all want me back, let V know. And I'll be right back here with y'all. All right. But other than that,